Ready? Action! Hey guys, welcome back to another official video on this series of how to film production. As I mentioned in my last video, I had told you guys that I'll be going over some basic camera shots. If you ever heard the terms extreme wide, medium, close-up, or rule of thirds, but don't know what those exactly are, then you've come to the right place. Today I will cover those exact topics and explain a little bit more about them. So with that, let's get into it. Something to know about me is that I don't actually have a camera of my own. So I use my campus's cameras a lot. But fortunately, you'll be seeing some familiar still shots from movies to help you get a better idea. So, camera shots are the most essential aspects of filmmaking. You can do so much to basic camera shots. But first, let's learn about them. Let me introduce you to the extreme wide shot. You may have also heard these type of shots being often called an establishing shot. An extreme wide shot is just as it seems like. These type of shots are often used in the beginning of films to establish the location, time, and condition of the scene. This shot can also give the effect of an object or person to seem small or isolated. Wide shots are somewhat similar to extreme wide shots. As you can see, this type of shot seems a bit closer to what I showed you before. Their purpose is the same instance with the last one. When filming a person with this type of shot, they're usually caught from the top of their head to their toes. Some may not be that way, such as in this picture, but the whole point is that their whole body is in the frame. Medium shots are often used on an object or people. As you can see in the image, notice how the subject is framed from about their waist to the top of their head. This type of shot helps to emphasize the subject while making sure their surrounding is in the frame. These type of shots are also the go-to when filming conversation scenes. Close-ups are used as the way to allow the audience to see a better impression of a character's feeling or thoughts. Close-ups are filmed with the screen being filled with the majority being a part of your subject as such. Extreme close-ups are a bit intruding on one's personal space, but are often the best shot when you really want to get every single bit of detail. See how this picture only focuses on the eyes? Doesn't it make him look more threatening? Can you see all the strands of hair on his eyebrows or the color of his eyes? Notice the cuts right above his brow. These are the type of details that mesmerizes an audience. Now, let's look into camera framings. Camera framing is establishing the composition of your scene. This is one technique to creatively improve your shots. The first one is one shot. What do you think it could be? As it's titled, one shot is pretty much a shot of a subject within the frame like so. Gosh, look at that handsome man. Two shot is a camera shot with two characters framed within it. This can be used whenever your two characters are conversing with each other. A three shot is what you'd expect it to be. A shot of three characters within a frame. This type of framing is best when you don't want to waste too much time trying to get a single shot of each person. Now, if you want to add perspective to your shot, over the shoulder would be best for you. To set up the shot, see this picture for reference. These type of shots help to advance the emotional level of a conversation scene. Point of view is a shot that puts your audience into the character's shoes, making them see what your character sees. Using this technique in horror movies makes it even more terrifying. Okay, now let's talk about camera focus. I'm betting you're thinking of the term depth of field, a term you've heard maybe once, twice, or a few times but still have no clue as to what it means. Depth of field is a term used to describe the area in which your objects in the image appear clear. Okay, put your finger a couple inches away from your face and focus on it. Notice how your finger is in focus and the background becomes blurred? Yep, that's depth of field. Rack focus is a technique where the focus is intentionally shifted from one object to another, giving the shot a kind of suspenseful effect. The shallow focus shot gives you more emphasis to your subject in the frame while blurring out the background. With deep focus shot, everything in your frame is in focus. This makes your audience really feel the scenery of the shot. And last but not least, let's talk about camera angles. The terms I'll be mentioning will be essential in depicting how you want your film to look cinematically and emotionally. First is the eye level angle. This shot is the most common one in terms of creating an equal effect between your subject and your audience. This shot does not emphasize superiority or inferiority. Again, this shot does not emphasize superiority or inferiority. It's as though you're seeing this person from your view. Low angle shots are often used to strengthen the power dynamics between characters. These shots would most often be used as a way to show how a character is more superior compared to others. High angles are the complete opposite of low angles. Now, the subject feels belittled. However, there are much more creative ways to use high angles. Then there's ground level. It's basically an angle where it shows what's happening on the ground your subject steps on. Bird's eye view is just as if you were a bird sitting at the top of a building looking down at others on the ground. These shots are taken way high up and focus on a subject directly down below to create a sense of scale and movement. Aerial angles are taken either through riding on a helicopter or a drone. These shots establish a large scale of scenery. However, if you don't have a drone and are the gutsy type, I wouldn't advise investing in some flight time on a helicopter just yet. Well, that's all for this video. If you want to know more about any of these topics, I'll be adding links down below to some articles I think would be helpful. One of them actually consists of the images that I've used. Thank you to the writer. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below on what you'd like to see next on this series of How to Film Production. And thanks for watching. Cut!